in this video, we're talking with my friend Stuart, also known as Ficks on YouTube, and we're going to talk about his side hustle, why he decided to create a side hustle in the first place, how he's making $500 per month on average by creating websites and ranking them on Google, and other cool stuff related to entrepreneurship. And hopefully this will inspire you and motivate you to start your own business. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Adrian Diaz here with Hasta La Vista Boss, the place where ambitious people like you and I, we talk about how to create a side hustle, make it profitable, quit our jobs, and become our own bosses. How's that for a goal, huh? I have today, as I was saying, Stuart here with me. Welcome to Hasta La Vista Boss, brother.
Hey, happy to be here.
How's it going?
It's going good. I was caught up watching myself on the live stream. It's a little bit narcissistic.
Yeah, just make sure there's no you mute the YouTube video, otherwise you're gonna have some crazy echo going on there.
Yeah, I just did that.
So this video actually, Stuart, thanks for coming. This is actually the first video I want to create, like a playlist, a series of videos on real people, like you and other boys and girls out there that are trying to build a website, not only a website, but build a business of their own. And there's a lot of gurus out there. We don't need any more. We just want a few guys, like you and I here and others who are in the trenches. That's why I called this series In the Trenches. And, just talk about stuff like real stuff that we have trouble with, like what do you make money with, what ideas that you heard about makes money and all that good stuff. But as well, I want to give you the opportunity and say who you are and what you do.
Well, I am .fix, although I'm still considering whether I should just change it to my actual name, which is Stuart. And that comes from like the whole gaming culture. They have like a little gaming alias. But I build websites. I've been doing it for about a year and a half. And I have 2 websites and I'm just starting a third. So one I started completely from scratch. It has potential. It did okay. I learned a whole bunch. The second one I bought. And the reason I bought it is because it had a bunch of really cheap content that the person just wanted to get rid of. And so it was like buying a site with like 60 posts. So I've now doubled that. And I'm starting a third one. So I'm still at a stage where I'm making money. But what I do, to me, it's like going to the casino and I won a bunch, and now I play with that money. Mm-hmm. So I'm always careful. Every so often I'll work a little harder in my day job and invest my own stuff when it makes sense.
That's awesome stuff. I mean, I'm always hunting for new ideas and see what other people are doing in order to make money and create a side hustle. Hopefully, what's your goal, by the way? What's your goal with building all these sites and all these side hustles?
I guess the main thing is it's freedom, which kind of comes down to like time. And so I've never been attracted to any like the make money gurus who have pictures of them when like Lamborghinis or anything like that. Like I really don't care about material things. It's more about time. Mm-hmm. And so my wife and I are just about to start. Our family is becoming really close. We were chatting a little bit about that over email. Big changes coming up. So the first goal is to replace her income. And that's probably going to be around between 3,000 and 4,000 Canadian a month.
3,000 Canadian. That's awesome. How much is that in Americano?
Yeah, in third world country money. It's even less in pounds, I think. I think it's probably somewhere around 2,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So nothing huge.
Yeah, but I mean that's nice money. You can pay a lot of stuff with that, bills and all the cool stuff. For holidays and now that the baby's coming.
Yeah.
That's gonna.
But yeah, that would just be the beginning. I'm sure once I hit there, it's not going to be like, oh well, I've done everything I can do online. Time to.
Before we move on, if anybody is in the chat, if you want to say hello in the chat, we can give you a shout out. And I just dropped a link in there if you guys want to join Ficks and I here on the on the live stream, and we can talk on the mics. If you have questions or just feedback and stuff like that, just join us here. We just want to, have a conversation about what we do and how to make money online. Genuinely. By the way, Alex Cocker says clapping for the NHS. I'm sorry for that. I forgot about that. My live stream is always at 8, or I try to be always at 8, but that's for the NHS team here in the UK who is taking care of all of us in here. Chris is here as well. Hey, Chris, how's it going, buddy? There's a link in there. You just missed the invitation there. You can join.
Yeah, Chris is a fellow Canadian.
Yeah, not fellow Canadian, yeah.
Yeah.
So he says turn up late, so watching the first few minutes at double speed to catch up. All right, buddy, no worries. So you were saying there about your brand. Not brand, but Ficks. What that Ficks is, what that represents. Like we were talking a little bit about what I'm doing with my brand. Hasta La Vista Boss, and that I'm doing a good job. I'm wondering why is Ficks, what that means to you.
It really doesn't. It's sort of like, maybe not like a tattoo. It would be a tattoo for me, because a tattoo wouldn't have a huge meaning. So what I'm trying to say, it doesn't have a huge meaning, but in my esports website, which I shared, in like the gaming culture, like pro gaming and all that stuff, they always have a gaming alias, and they'll say their name. Like, so this would say I was a pro gamer. It'd be Stuart.Ficks Cameron. Like you would refer to them that way. So on that first website, that's how I wrote it in my bio, because I was really trying to like appeal to that crowd, and it kind of just stuck. It's like, it's common to have, I don't know, it's just like Ficks spelt wrong.
What's your site you're saying?
Oh, cyberathletics.com. I like the picture.
Cyber Athletics.
Yeah, spelled with a K. Just a K.
Athletics.com.
Yeah.
Oops. I spelled something bad.
Yeah,
Cyber.
It probably wasn't the best domain choice, as you can see.
Well, let me just Google it. Cyber Athletics. Oh, Athletics. There you
just
go.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what. There it is. Oh, look how I haven't seen that.
It's beautiful. You have these pages here. That means Google likes your website.
Let's hope so. Yeah, it's been around for it's over a year and a half now.
So I look here. Here it is.
Yeah.
Are you making money with this website, Stuart?
Yeah, but it's on a good, when a Zoic, before COVID, it was getting close to 100 with the Zoic. And actually, I just had someone order a whole bunch from that recommended gear section yesterday. Actually, right. If you go down, yeah, this is the beginning. If you go down to that knowledge section, I just had someone order almost every book off that I saw from yesterday.
Like here. Oh, right.
Yeah. I have like a little knowledge section. The issue though with why I don't think I make a lot is I make sort of people aren't coming with a buyer's intent. I'm making an argument as to why they should consider it. So this site is really geared for me making my own info product. And there's other people in the space. Yeah. So there's other people who sell courses and stuff basically with this kind of subject. And it's just hard to devote that time right now because my other site's the one that's making a bit more money. So I want to keep doubling down with that.
I see what you mean. Yeah, it makes sense. That's interesting what you said about your, building your own product. So have you looked deep into that? Like, what would you create for this website in order to sell it? Like, and how much money we can make from that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think about that from time to time. So in my real life job, I do psychotherapy. I'm a therapist, and I do a lot of mindfulness based interventions with people, because that's what the majority of my training is in. Mm-hmm. And in this space, well, in sports in general, there's a popularity with people doing certain sort of meditations or something like that to improve sports performance. And that's actually it's really big in esports too.
Wow.
I mean, because when you're gaming, it's like you move like your your hands and your wrists, but so you're obviously not like active, and so the focus becomes the brain, and if you can optimize certain areas there, your performance would hopefully pick up. And yeah, there's somebody who already has a mindfulness course out. He's an esports psychologist. So I would like to do maybe like a double whammy of like both physical and mindfulness. And I think hopefully if I can grow that, I have a YouTube channel for this that's been a little dead for a bit.
What's the name of it?
Or you can get to it from the site. It's Cyber Athletics again. Yeah. The drop down menu should have it. If you want to watch my very first YouTube
this one
video.
here, athletics?
Or maybe, homepage.
On the homepage.
Yeah. It's kind of like going down memory lane looking at this because I haven't...
you haven't touched it in a while, huh?
Yeah, there's a bunch of duplicate type posts that I've excluded from these categories that surprisingly all rank in their own keywords. It was like a test I did.
Well, it's good that you can test with this side. You can test a lot of good stuff since you're not like making huge money with it. You can go ahead and play with it. Without being afraid of losing anything. So if you filter by channel,
you spelled it wrong. It's gotta be just with the K.
Oh, the K. Oh, yeah, it's true.
It's not popular enough.
So you go with all these crazy names like Cyber Athletics, Ficks. One thing that I don't know if you are a fan of Pat Flynn, but I am.
Oh yeah, Pat Flynn. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a fan of Pat Flynn, and if you go to his channel, I'm on his. He puts my name on the screen like almost every episode because I ask a lot of questions, and
nice.
Yeah, and one thing he talks about when he talks about building a business and a brand and all that cool stuff, he's saying, especially at the beginning, don't try to be like too, how do you say, it's too smart, play with the words and all that cool stuff. It's cool, it's cool, but because he did it on one of his website, if you remember, Food Trucker. He was like, truck R. It wasn't the whole word. But, he has more budget. He has more knowledge to kind of do that kind of stuff. But, as we were talking about this before we go live, if you rebrand your brand, just a good thing would be to look into it and see how you can make it, cool, but not too smart.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, I've often thought about. I've looked into other domain names and everything, and this was like the idea came to me before I'd even like registered for hosting or learned anything, and then I stubbornly stuck with it.
Alex Coker here in the chat says, "Hi Stuart, you said on your stream that you plan on changing the recommended gear section. Any plans on still doing that?"
Oh yeah, that's you were paying attention, Alex. And that's on the internet forever, I guess. So I used what is it? That generic table plugin, Table Press.
Table Press,
and
yes.
Yeah, so back before I knew anything, and I would like copy the Amazon code into the Table Press builder, and it just was very laborious and such a waste of time. And that breaks down really easy if some of the images get off. And I forget what it's called, but there's a different type of way of doing it where it kind of builds like a box of all the recommended Amazon products. Mm-hmm. It's not like an API plugin, but I forget what it's called, but I would like to use that.
AWP?
I use that for something else. Yeah, it's
or shortcode or shortcodes.
Yeah, something's much more similar to that.
That's really cool about this website. I mean, I will keep an eye on this, and I really want to see what you're gonna do in the future with it, because, I mean, he's ranking already. You're saying, right? It's making some money, but not a lot of money, right?
Yeah, there's a few posts I get about 1,000 page views a month, and the rest kind of slowly, there's kind of like an even graph going down. It gets, I think it got 13,000 page views last month.
Do you focus on this at the moment on like this type of keywords in here, like informational, or what's the percentage of buyer type keywords or versus money, or sorry, versus informational keywords?
Yeah, right now it's pretty much all informational.
Okay.
Yeah, because the buyer intent stuff would be, and I have some posts that I might pay for to have written, like sort of more long tail versions of best gaming keyboards, stuff like that. The thing is, the competition is just so ridiculously high, and the
Yeah, I mean,
commissions for that
yeah,
are nothing.
yeah, gaming and technology and stuff like that. It's always very competitive, huh?
Yeah, it's getting close to about 100 people in the newsletter. I have like 3 drip emails that come out, and that's I guess a piece of advice for a beginner: don't set up a newsletter unless you're going to spend time with it.
Yeah, it's true.
Because
It's true.
eventually I'll send an email, and some of these people won't have heard from me in like 6 months, 8 months. They'll probably just unsubscribe.
It's interesting that you are gaining some links. Are you building links in here or what?
I've never done link building, and there's one. Not that I won't. I definitely would like to for some of the stuff. I'm just Chris kind of, if he's still here, he kind of opened my eyes to how easy it could be, especially in terms of outsourcing it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, some of my links are. I have a link from a research paper. Somebody included me there, and I had somebody reach out who wanted me to be in their book that they're writing about esports.
Is this one here? Esport Junkie?
No, it's actually through ResearchGate.
ResearchGate. Ooh, you have some of these naughty ones in here as well, huh?
I didn't do that.
Uh,
Can I get rid of them?
yeah, I mean you can,
Uh,
of course. You can. You just go to your search console and put them in the disavow file. But you don't have too many. So I mean, you don't have too many of those. I don't worry. I have my website gets like hundreds of shitty backlinks
okay,
from
yeah.
scrapers and all that crappy stuff. But I don't worry about it too much. Um, not for now, anyway. um, do you have? Alex says again here in the chat. Do you have an Azoic? Do you have a Zoic on this side, or you just stuck to AdSense?
No, I have a Zoic, and yeah, a Zoic I think doubled, if not tripled, what I was getting from ads, and that's when I, yeah, kind of settled on this. Could certainly be like a informational type site, because the if there was going to be an affiliate opportunity, I'd rather kind of just let that come to me, because anything I've found, excuse me, anything I've found is pretty bad. There's one affiliate thing that I reference. It's for people to get like a coach for whatever game they're playing, and I get like maybe $10 to $20 a month from that.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I mean it's looking good. You should definitely work on it a little bit more. I mean you're ranking for some keywords in here. It's almost 3,000 keywords. Not bad, huh? And of course,
Uh,
look at this. Look at this organic traffic going up. It's looking good.
yeah, I feel like I'm getting like a paid for a consultation here, Adrian.
Well,
I've
this
never
is
looked at any of this stuff.
well, you know what? This is what I would like to do in the future, like some site reviews and stuff like that. But I'm just curious about how your sites are going and all that. But it's for free.
Yeah.
Chris says here in the chat, my newsletter is exactly the same. I never email anything. I just stopped offering it eventually.
Yeah.
Would you share what your current EPMV is in your niches? Always curious.
I can bring that up. I think both have dropped by about 50%, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'll just check.
I think there's a button down there. You can share a screen if you want.
Oh yeah, I can I?
Yeah.
And Ezoic doesn't penalize you for sharing that stuff, does it?
I don't think so. It's just it's up to you how much you share. Just be careful you don't have. I mean, there's not many people watching this, but
Well, I
over
know.
time.
Yeah, I know AdSense. You're technically not supposed to. You're not supposed to share the EPMV. It's in their terms and conditions.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I had to go back a few videos. So the gaming one is 3.14. And I believe I can even compare it to what it was before. And then the pet one is 530. Oh no, that's the last 7 days. And with Google AdSense, it was like less. I think it was like $1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 530, and I can look at let's see, March or February before all this craziness happened.
That's cool. So, how much money comes from ads versus sales on this website particularly? Do you know?
It's like 90% ads.
Ooh, 90% ads. Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Let me see, because I had a few things in here that I wanted to kind of touch a little bit as well. Fix. So we mentioned a little bit what type of business you are doing. Are you more into ads or are you more into affiliate marketing, as we know it, like promoting? Because ads could be, I think, no, it's not actually. It's not affiliate marketing, but yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think affiliate marketing. And that was like I had tried to do that with the gaming one, but it was at the very beginning, so it was like I didn't know what I was doing. And so there's a pet website which I think one day I'll share, maybe when I get to like 1,000 subscribers, because
Nice.
I mean, if people are going to copy a site that's making like a few hundred, like,
Yeah.
if anything, it would be kind of cool if somebody copied it, because then I could have a bunch of content for YouTube
Well,
of taking
if
them down.
if you know what you're doing, it should not matter your competition. If they copy
Yeah.
your site, you should be able to kick their ass anyway.
Yeah. But I find that kind of more, I enjoy doing that. And especially like it's primarily Amazon. Well, yeah, it's like almost all Amazon, a little bit of lead gen with pet insurance. And I don't know, it just feels there's something a little bit more satisfying about that. Like every morning when I wake up on my phone, I check yesterday's Amazon sales. And when you see like 20 orders, I don't know, it's just more exciting than like,
Well, can you imagine 20 orders from the insurance company? That would be.
oh yeah. Or 20 orders of my $100 info course. That's the next step,
Ooh,
baby. Yeah,
nice.
we can dream.
Well, if you don't dream, then there's nothing for you to look forward to. So, go ahead and dream as much as you want, as big as you want, and then actually, that's one of the things I was reading in one of the books. I can't remember which book was it, but dreaming. If you have a big dream, if you have a big vision, that's what actually is going to fire you to start doing those little steps towards that big dream. And as well, if your dream is not that big, if it's not big enough, well, at the first 2 or 3 problems in your journey, then you're gonna quit, because it's not so exciting to fight actually to get to where you want to get.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Alex says in the chat, do you plan on moving to a higher paying ad network eventually, or you plan on focusing more on the new sites?
That's a good question. I first want to say to Chris's question, I double checked. And so it was about the previous month, both of those were double what the numbers I had given. So since COVID, it's gone down by about 50%. And Alex's question, yeah, I would definitely like to go to Mediavine. I know a lot of people like Zoic. Actually, I remember in Chris's video, he was one of the ones who was a little bit more, I think, honest about how Zoic's very spammy looking and the site speed accelerator sucks. And
Well,
and I
listen,
haven't,
every website with ads on it, it looks like shit. It's just spammy, because you read through it and then you have image and then you have this, but that's how we make money.
Oh
So,
yeah.
if you provide some good information, people will read it. Oh, just let me close this window, and they go ahead with reading the content. But you should try not to be as spammy as you know. Don't be a dickhead. Just make sure that you provide some good information to people, and they can
So
read, not only see your ads.
yeah, and so for Alex's question, I would definitely like to go to Mediavine. I was talking with Carl about that, and there's like one of the sites he shares. You can put videos of Mediavine, so you can create a video, and then they'll run an ad on there, so it just increases your ad revenue. And because I've done all this sort of work with YouTube, I'd be so much more comfortable doing that.
Hmm.
And I just see so much potential for like a pet website or even that esports one of just, you could have like a quick tip video that they have to watch an ad for, and it just increases your revenue.
Yeah, you know what? I know that my friend Marty McLeod, he did that for one of his websites, and he had really nice results with it.
Awesome.
So if you have the chance, or if you have the traffic, go and create one of those videos. He was saying that he wants to do more, so that's really cool. Kevin is here on the chat. Hi, Kevin. How's it going, buddy? Making sawdust. It's Kevin. So I can't remember what we were talking about. I think we were talking about like.
Ads and Mediavine.
Oh yeah.
Making
Um,
videos.
I did ask you how much money you're making, right?
Yeah. So last month was my best month. It'll more than likely fall down just because of the Amazon crash
Mm-hmm.
slash.
Yeah.
So I had it up here, and so the last January, February is 640 Canadian. And the reason I report it like that, because I actually keep track of this all for like my own purposes, and then I'll convert it. So I can convert that now. So that was at 2 USD. So the beginning of this year was right around 500 US, and then those first 2 months, and then I had almost 600 last month. I expect that to drop this month for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking about it. One thing that's really, in terms of motivating like a beginner, I graduated from graduate school in 2018. And so let's say nothing had happened with Amazon, things kept growing. I could have sold that website and paid off almost all my like student debt within about a year and a few months of working on a business, as opposed to 15 years of building up interest and slowly paying by working a job that I didn't really like. And like the opportunities it creates is awesome. So that's another dream, is paying off a mortgage with a website. If I could sell a website that would pay off a mortgage.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, my Amazon website now is going down the hill. Not only because of what's going on with the coronavirus crap and all that, but as well because I don't have my job at the moment. I mean, this is the 7th week out of work. I don't have any income beside what I'm doing online. That means that all the money that comes online at the moment has to come in my pocket, because otherwise I won't be able to, I wouldn't be able to buy food basically.
Yeah.
So that's why it's kind of going down. But as soon as it comes back, get my job back, and all this money from what I do online, it goes back into the online business, to kind of what it is, make it profitable here.
I like that.
So yeah, it's one of those things. But actually, I think I don't know if I can share this, but I'll probably share it later on. But I applied for Ezoic. Okay, I'm gonna share this later on. I'm not 100% sure if I can.
Okay.
But
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I think you know. Okay, and I'm not sure if I can share, but I will share it later on. Maybe on the Facebook group, if you guys want to join the Hasta La Vista Boss Facebook group, that's an awesome community there. We have guys like Alex Cooper, Doug Cunnington, Misha Suski, and others that will join. Just to be part of a community,
Yeah.
and I'll share it there. Um, Kevin says here in the chat, Mediavine was a neat recommendation. Fix. You answered a comment of his a while back. Mediavine. Oh Lord, it's so hot in here, man. It's hot in London today. It's killing me.
I'm actually. I have. This is all in the basement. And it's cold down here.
Oh Lord, and I have this huge softbox in front of me. It's
Yeah.
killing me. um, how do you build your sites? I want to kind of, so people who are never done this before, um, maybe someone who's working in the kitchen, let's say, and they watch this video and say, "Oh, I think I can do a business like that. I want to make money online. I want to make profit, like passive income and all that." How do you build your sites? Like what do you need to do in order to make that kind of money?
So I'm trying to remember the first way. So I'm doing a case study on my YouTube now, building it from scratch. So this is kind of how I'm doing it now.
Let me
And
share
anything
it with everybody.
it's a little harder to. I'm also experimenting with making sort of more type of the style of videos that I like doing. So you see, it's like much more of like a clickbaity thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Clickbait is always good. It's
Oh, yeah.
always good to be clickbaity as long as you don't click and switch. You know what I mean? It's like I give you all my keywords revealed, but then everybody will go to the video. What the fuck are the keywords? You know, like what happened? You know? Hey,
Yeah, I reveal them. You might have to pause. I probably didn't do as good enough job in that video of actually I'm not going to read out every single one, but
no, but let me put it. Do you have like a playlist for the?
there it
This
is.
one here. Let's build a niche site.
Ugh.
Oh, where's the playlist? It's here.
Yeah.
So you
So
have
setting
1,
up
2, 3
hosting.
videos.
Yeah. And so next week will be the logo if
Mhm.
the people on Fiverr get back to me. So I would get a domain and set up hosting. That first video, how to choose a niche, is basically just this is your first website. Just do something.
Mhm.
Unless if you're really like to get hosting a domain really means making a sacrifice financially, then you probably will want to put a bit more time into being more confident with the choice you make. All I'm trying to do with that video and my own sort of personal opinion is like almost anything can work
Mhm.
depending on how creative and how much work you're willing to put in. But so then I would get a domain hosting. And for me right now, I'm outsourcing all the keyword stuff, the keyword research. I paid Keyword Care, and Chris did an analysis video on there, which is really cool.
Mhm.
And I did a bit of like alphabet soup method, and I did a few of those keywords. And then from there, start writing all of that content, like creating like a post title and writing that content as quick as possible. I, again, outsourced a bunch of that because of I still had a bunch of internet money that was saved up.
Have you done any of these like at the beginning when you did your first website? Have you outsourced any of this stuff, or
Nope.
or you did like I did? I did everything by myself until I kind of learned how it works, and then I said, you know what? I hate writing, so let me outsource that crap because I don't want to spend time on it.
Yeah, I don't mind. So the first website, I joined a course, Project 24, and there. There's like various stages where they're really motivating you to write all this content and sort of guide you in setting that up. And then so I was writing like every day, like usually in the evening when I would get home from work, I would write content. There, I was part of like a content challenge last February. Got pretty burnt out after that, but wrote what was it? I think it was 60,000 words in that month. And yeah, and then that's also a time where I bought a cheap website. But for cyber athletics, I think except for there's 60 posts, except for like 3 of them, I wrote all of that. And on my pet site, I probably write about 20% of it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree. I don't like writing from scratch anymore. I like editing. So I like getting like 1,000-word post and turning it into a 2,000-word post. That I enjoy. There's something about that process that I actually kind of I
Well, we
like.
all have different skills and different things
Yeah.
that we like, right? I enjoy the editing part as well. I do enjoy even more the SEO part of the game. So if I could just outsource everything and I go just make sure I take care of the SEO part, that's even more enjoyable. But
Mm.
some people really, really, really enjoy writing and hate the technical part of running a website. But at the beginning, it's good for you to learn not how to be a ninja in all of them, but at least understand how it works. The process, like you were saying here, set up and buying a domain name, choosing an affiliate niche, or just choose an affiliate uh, program. There's many things.
Probably Amazon. Yeah,
Yeah,
for your first one,
the
probably
first one,
Amazon.
yeah, I agree with that 100%. The program, it's so old and it's been so many years on the market. It's it's easy. It's easy to work with. Um, but yeah, I mean, at the beginning, you have to be the jack of all trades. Alex says here on the chat, Stuart, do you outsource? I mean, you answered this. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I use the like people from that income school, that crowd. They started. There's two different ones. They
Mhm,
started Text Goods and We Write blog posts.
mhm.
Neither of which have an affiliate program, and yet I'm
Right.
still recommending them. What a good person.
Right. I outsource on Upwork, Alex. I get my writers from Upwork. I actually have a. I started just before this crap went with coronavirus and everything. What happened is, where is this? My channel. Um, I
Oh, you
created
want
a
do you?
playlist about. I created a playlist about outsourcing, and I went live on. I don't know where is it now. Somewhere here on the YouTube channel. And I went and I actually outsourced the content and how I do it and everything. It's good, it's good. But once I got a writer or two that I like, I don't know if this still works, but what I used to do, I would send them a message and say, hey, I'm gonna be out of town for a few days, blah blah blah. When you have ready the content, just send me an email at this address here, and I'll check it out. And what will happen is, as soon as I have their email address, I'll stop using Upwork,
Mhm.
because, of course, I would love them to work with me, and I would love them to get the whole money for
Yeah,
them, without the fee that they need to pay for Upwork. But that's where I get my writers from.
yeah. I would like to experiment with that. I think it'd be nicer just to have my own personal writers that I kind of
Sure.
build a relationship with.
Yeah, I mean, there's this website here, online jobs.ph, I believe it is, where you can get very nice and awesome people from the Philippines
Oh, nice.
to work with them, and you can hire them for like to be full time with you. So if you have like, or part time as well, 200. And the good thing is that the salary there is, like you see here, some of these guys, $400, $600, and this is monthly. They're gonna work
Oh,
for
wow.
you 8 hours per day, 5 days per week. And if you have a good structure, in place, like, hey, we're gonna do this week, you're gonna take care of this. If you have a good plan, then this is awesome. I mean, actually, this is what I did for this is what I did. Let me see if I find that again before everything started with coronavirus. I created a, like, not a, I mean, like a course, if you want,
Mhm.
an SOP basically, in video, where I was teaching them what to do in specific tasks.
Awesome. Yeah.
And that was my plan to let me see, because I have the other video somewhere, the other account. um so I was doing that in order to hire one of these guys with me. Look here, VA training.
Nice.
So all these videos, it would it's what I do when I get the article. Structure the content, uh, add this choice, add the pros and cons, edit the comparison table, and everything. And you can make so many videos that you at some point you're just gonna get out yourself from doing some of the tasks on the website, which I would love to do. That's the dream. Um, there was someone else here in the Job Mugaja. I hope I pronounced your name well, brother. Would you guys recommend Ezoic? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Fix?
One thing I'll say is keep in mind why one of the reasons it's like, I mean, if you're in affiliate marketing, they have a really good affiliate program in the sense of if you can get like hundreds and hundreds of people signed up through your affiliate, like you earn 3% of everything they earn from that point on. So that's a very attractive thing. My experience is that it doubled, if not tripled, my earnings. But compared to AdSense, it feels like you lose. It feels like you lose a bit of ownership over your site. That's just been my experience. Sometimes I haven't been super impressed with support, especially when I put site speed on and it just started breaking so much stuff, and it was difficult. It was difficult to like remove ad placements or at least get help with doing that. But so I mean, ultimately, I almost tripled my earnings. So from that point of view, if you can get on it, definitely get on it instead of AdSense.
That's good advice there. I mean, if you want to make money, you have to let these guys own a little bit of your website, I guess.
Yeah.
There's another question here from where is it? I don't know if it's a question. Altai Gursel. Again, I hope I said your name correctly. I love writing and it gives me a lot of control on the content because no writer care if my content is good as much as I do. That's correct. That's correct with anything that you do in your business. That's why having a good team, having a good people, hand-picked people to do the task that you are doing in your business, it's paramount. You know what I mean? So if you love writing, then just keep in mind that either you train someone to do an awesome job, or you have to pay a lot of money for a good writer. What's your experience with that, Fix?
Yeah, you can even see on that Cyber Athletics site, I think the most recent 3 posts were outsourced, and they're good, but I could just tell, and I didn't spend too much time editing them either. But the tone is different, so there's like almost like a different tone, and it was very like when I write for that site, it's almost conversational. Like I hope, like I imagine people might get the sense like I'm there talking to or with them, as opposed to like here's the information, blah, 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 and just kind of getting a job done. So I would definitely agree with that.
One thing, another question here. Our friend with numbers, 118 says, "How do you stay motivated when your blog is new and you have zero traffic?"
What's going on, 118? He was in my live chat too, and I didn't know. I decided to just to call him 118 as well.
Just tell us a name. Even if it's not your name. I mean, you're already anonymous with the numbers. Just say something. My name is Georgina. I don't know. I don't know if you're a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you stay motivated, Fix, when things doesn't seem to move forward?
In terms of like an actual thing you can put into action, this is something I did, and this is a cool story. It's how I found out about you, Adrian.
Yeah.
Because you had, I think you had commented on one of my, like when I first started YouTube, I was primarily just doing like a monthly report as like a Project 24 member. And you commented one time as Hasta La Vista boss. And I remember, and for whatever reason, that stuck in my mind because I was walking to work. And what I would do to stay motivated is listen to podcasts of people who are in the trenches, like what you're doing here, Adrian. people who are in the trenches and only making like $100, $200, $300. And I remember listening to you on Doug's podcast when I was walking to work the one time, and you had mentioned to Doug that you'd started this YouTube thing of Hasta La Vista, and that's when I like connected the dots, and that was like a cool experience too. But and I remember hearing a few of yours, and that's what I liked about Doug's podcast. He did a really good job of having people on there who were making like $200 or $300.
Hmm.
I can't relate to like people who are like making
Yeah,
six
like John
figures.
Dystra and all these
Yeah,
guys. Doug Cunnington.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's easy. Yeah, it's easy to make 60 grand. All you gotta do is spend 30 grand on content.
That sounds like a good plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, how do I stay motivated, Little Boss? He says we can call him the Little Boss.
All right.
Okay. Um, so, how I stay motivated? Remember what I was saying earlier about the big picture? Just think that what you're building, it's a business. Think that what Fix was saying this on Emilia Gardner video the other day. Think about it as a business. You have to, nothing is fast. And those gurus out there that tell you that, I'll teach you how to make $10,000 per month in 2 months. Tell them to fuck off, because that's bullshit. But think about it as a business. It's gonna take time. You're building a brand, just like I'm doing with Hasta La Vista Boss. I'm not making any money from this at the moment. Maybe some of the reviews that you guys are watching on my channel, Doug Cunnington review, or Kyle Roof, or any of these guys, but I'm not selling too much, and I don't make much money, but it's the big vision, just create a nice, awesome vision that you have in the future and where you want to be, and that's going to be your motivation every day to wake up and go and do these things that it seems like you're doing a lot, but nothing happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alex says here in the chat, let me see. Seeing as you have experience in both, start new and buy experienced sites. Hang on a sec. Start new and buy existing site. Would you prefer one over the... Okay, hang on. Let me rephrase that. I'm sure you got that.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Would you buy a new domain, or you buy an existing website?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult answer, because it's one of those things in life. You only know the outcome of the decision you make. Because in one way, I'm very happy that after a few months, I bought this site for like $500. It was only making like $20, but it had like 60 drafts that were to be posted. The person just couldn't be bothered. But that's what really like did really well with like the Amazon affiliate stuff. The only thing is, who's to say if I had just stuck with that original site I had started? So if I had only done that cyber athletics one, I may already have like an info course that's selling by now, because I wouldn't have gotten distracted. I still would recommend. I would still recommend starting your own from the get-go, and even just like think like you're going to put 6 or 12 months in. It's really not that long. You're going to learn a whole lot. Because if the first time you ever get exposed to any of this is all of a sudden you have this site in your hands, you're not going to know what to do with it, and more than likely you're probably going to mess something up that's working.
True. In my experience, I agree with the Fix. You should definitely start with, if you never done this before, start from zero. Start from scratch, because it's a learning experience. It's something that you need to learn as a business owner. You need to start from, you have this big vision here, but you need to start here on the bottom, just like Ray Kroc, who built McDonald's, right? He started in the kitchen making the burgers and everything. And then he built his business, and now, after a few years, he didn't have to be in the business. That's what we need to do as well. You have to learn everything, the ins and outs, not as a ninja, like we were saying earlier, but just for you to say, okay, how much it takes to write an article, how much it takes to edit an image, how much it takes to upload an image, things like that, and then you start to create processes, and that's going to make you a much robust marketer in the future. Now at this point, if I start a new website, it could be an awesome idea for me to just buy one, because I have the experience, I have the knowledge, what to do with it and all that. So you avoid things like the Google sandbox and other things like that. So there's pros and cons, but I hope that was helpful, Fix and my view on this. I hope it was helpful.
Yeah, Chris has a good comment there.
Let me just quickly go to the comments. Where is Chris? Agree, everyone's first site is a total mess. There you go. You know how I call my first website? I call it the playground.
Yeah.
Because that's where I did a lot of shit on that website, and it's still ranking. Just changing URLs, changing de-indexing this stuff, changing this, changing that. I've done a lot on that site, and it's ranking and it's making money. But now I have all that knowledge that I can go and apply to another website, and I can make things much better from the beginning.
Yeah.
There was another here. Alex from Alex Coca says, I was surprised when Chris said in his video that he did 100,000 words in 4 months. So hearing that Stuart did 60K words in 1 month is mind-blowing. I tell you what, Stuart, Chris, you guys are nuts. I can't make that kind of content. I mean, since I've built a website, my affiliate website for Amazon, I don't have more than 60 articles on it. So I don't know how the hell you guys are doing it, but congratulations on that, both of you.
Yeah, and it helped being part of a group and whatever. I mean, I was burnt out for a few months after that, though. Fortunately, the next month, all I did
probably
was
that's the
edit
negative
content.
part of it, right?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. Yeah.
I think I saw another question around here, but Sasha Business says, how fast are you guys writing content? Like, how fast? Can you rephrase a little bit? Words per hour. Okay. How many words per hour? Maybe
About
Chris
1,000.
and Stuart, you guys.
Maybe like 1,000 words per hour. It's been a while since I've done completely from scratch. Well, no, I did a few actually. Yeah, it's about 1,000 an hour.
Right. Job Mugadja says, thank you guys for answering the question. Our pleasure. Chris says, I'm just so obsessed with the idea of passive income, I can just pump it out of the chase to chase the dream. Yeah, I mean, just, listen to Chris. Chris is so motivated to get out of the rat race and say hasta la vista, boss, to his manager that he just wake up like 2-3 o'clock in the morning and write some content. That's what I did at the beginning. I'm sure you do the same as well, Fix.
You're gonna have like a reality show one day, Adrian, where it's Hasta La Vista, boss, and you find entrepreneurs.
Finally,
and
you got my point. That's what I
yeah,
want.
there's that.
That's my big vision.
Yeah,
I
there's
want to
gonna
have
be a
like a
punchline.
radio talk show, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think I think I like it a lot too, because you're motivating people to do that. And like I said, like my day job as a therapist, like a lot of people do not like their jobs and sometimes their life in general. And what's really cool about this community, it's people who take that responsibility of creating their own life very seriously. And that's why you're doing all this work when right now you don't get like a huge payback.
Exactly.
But you are taking responsibility for like changing how you want things to be, which is really cool.
Sure. And I put just a nice card here, guys. Just share this stuff if you think this is cool what I'm doing here, and what I will do in the future, like with the radio talk show. If you want to be that guy, I was there when Adrian started this thing. Share with with the people that might be interested in this stuff. Let me quickly go to the chat again. And Altai Gursel says, my best performing piece of content is less than 600 words, while my 10K post is dead in the water. Lesson is learned the hard way. So, I tell you what, Altai. I have an opinion about that. I think, or maybe um, Fix has one as well. But there's no point for you to write 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 words on anything. Just go to Google, put your keyword in there, see what Google rewards. If it's 500, write 500. If it's 1,000, write 1,000. And then just add a little bit more, like 10, 15%. Because having a little bit more content in there allows you to have a little bit more of keyword density in the content. And then wait a few weeks and see what happens. What do you think, Fix?
Yeah, nobody's going to read. I mean, most people probably aren't even reading 600 words when they arrive at a post,
Yeah.
let alone 10,000. I have one that's close to 10,000, and that was like from when I started. And but the good thing I will say about at least having that, you could turn that into a PDF as like a lead magnet for newsletter sign up. So don't feel like you wasted anything there. That's still valuable.
Let me see if I can get to this website. Search Engine Roundtable. If you go to this website, and I'm sure you guys have read this website, just look at the posts they have. What's this? Maybe 150 words, 200 words. You know, just go on Google, search for your keyword, and see what's ranking. You're not gonna get penalized for thin content if that's what Google is rewarding. You know what I mean? Let me just stop sharing again. I don't know if you guys have any more questions, but I want to ask you if, hang on, before we move on, if you guys want to jump on this live call with Fix and I, there's a link in the chat. Actually, look, I'm gonna quickly give it to you again. How are you with time, Fix? Can you stay? How long can you stay more with us here?
I'm good. Yeah.
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 Okay.
I'm good. I like doing this stuff.
So, thanks again for being here. Everybody in the chat as well. There's a link in there if you want to join us live on Zoom and ask questions or participate or whatever, just to say hi.
I remember when you had Doug on here and you were giving that link out, and Doug was like,
"Yeah, whoa.
Anybody can do it."
actually, Doug actually got scared because there was you see these windows here where we are here on the right hand side. There was another guy here, Carl, who is in the Hasta La Vista Bosses Facebook group, but he joined because I shared this, and I told Doug, "Hey, listen, there's people that are gonna join," but he probably didn't get what I meant. And then he said, "This is fucking bold to have people all of the sudden to join your live stream," and you know, it was bold. He was saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't mind unless you guys, if you guys behave, please behave. Don't show us your stuff, would be
It's
cool.
more once you start having anonymous people in your chat, you gotta watch out for that.
Yeah.
It happens a lot in the gaming world, like getting doxxed and everything like that.
Really?
Oh yeah, like swatting is huge.
Alex says here, do you use any SEO tools? Adrian uses Ahrefs, and I know some people use Surfer SEO. Do you have one you prefer? Like $99 per month seems like a lot of money.
No, I do not. And it's just because I'm like, I think it's more, it's like almost one of those like last things, not last, but something I'm not good at. And I don't at this time, like I've been resisting learning how to do it. And that's why I outsource it, because I'd rather pay people who already have access to those tools. But I do think I've been checking out Miles Beckler, and he uses Keyword Finder, and that seems like that appeals to me. But my next step is to use, Chris was talking about SERP Robot. I think he got that idea from Sean. That's probably the next thing. That makes a lot of sense to me, and I'll probably get obsessed with it. But
well, the thing is with tools. So SERPbot is one, but this is just for you to track your keywords. It's that's all it does. Is nothing else. So
Yeah, it's not
for
going to change it.
yeah, so for those of you who are following my case study about the Telehandler Planner website, lead generation website, I set it up on like 1 or 2 videos ago, um, and this is one of the tools that I use. You must use a tool to see where you're ranking. I mean, how do you supposed to know where the hell you're ranking? I mean, you could go to Search Console, but Search Console is not going to tell you your position. It's going to say an average, you here or there, which is not very helpful, to me at least. And these keyword tools like SERP Robot as well, they're not accurate. They're not accurate all the time. That's why you still need to go on Google and see where your keyword is. But most of the times, this SERP Robot does a good job to tell you where the hell your keyword is. Like it's on page 1, page 2, where you are. So I like this one. I use Ahrefs. I use another tool from. I use another tool.
Would you watch that guy, Alpha Gaming?
I don't know what the hell he keep coming on my thing, but I'm not like. I don't know why.
He's got some good tips. More about streaming.
Yeah. I mean, he's making. I don't know if he's still playing, but he makes a lot of money just from his videos, I guess.
Yeah.
So I have here. Who asked? Alex. I have a little playlist here that I plan to grow about keyword research and stuff like that. So this actually is one of my most liked videos on YouTube. How to do keyword research for free and reverse engineer your competitors with keyword planner from Google. That's badass. I wasn't. You'll see if you watch the video. You'll see I say I wasn't sure if I want to share this, but my community is so small, and I said, well, let's get value. Let's get value. Give value to the people.
I'm gonna bookmark that and watch that after.
Yeah, it's and then what else I have in here? I have how to use Ahrefs to, but that's if you don't want to go for that tool, it's fine. But this one, it will do exactly what Ahrefs does, but for free. Just watch that video. It's my most watched video, my most liked video, on YouTube.
Nice.
Little Boss is asking, how much is the SERP Robot? SERP Robot is for free, buddy. If I log out here, you can set up this for 30 keywords. I believe it is 30 or 50 keywords, and then you can start buying some more bots. I'm paying 10.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, I think once you need to buy it, it's not that cheap.
No, it's just ridiculous.
It's fairly
man.
cheap.
It's ridiculous. It's like, where's the pricing?
Like a few bucks.
I can't see the pricing here, but it's really really cheap. It's like $10 per month or something like that.
That's what I love about this world. If you try to do this in an office, you would have to have like 5 different meetings, a bunch of paperwork, of different departments and offices, signatures. And here you can just be like, oh, let's try this out.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, I use again Page Optimizer Pro, which is Kyle Roof tool. Is this one? Page Optimizer Pro.
Kyle's the guy who ranked with Ipsum or whatever that stuff is.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to look more into that, because doesn't that kind of destroy the content as key?
Well, that's why actually I have a plan to create a T-shirt about that. Because people say, oh, just write good content and Google will reward you. That's bullshit. I mean, the guy ranked #1 in Google and Google Maps and Knowledge Panel and everything with a website written completely in Latin. And the keyword was rhinoplasty plano. rhinoplasty plano, yeah, in Texas. So that's a quite competitive keyword. I mean, and then people say, oh, no, write good content. No, bro. Just, be smart. You have to write content, of course, because if you have some products or services that you want to sell, you want people to buy, right? But again, if you know the technical details about where to put and where and how much and all that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your content is badass or not. So just watch. I have an interview with Kyle on my channel, and there's many videos out there. Just look for Kyle Roof. He's the genius. He's the genius in SEO. So I put there, Alex, the URL to the playlist he was asking. Altai says here in the chat, thank you for your kind responses. I am using a few AI tools in conjunction to create content for low competition keywords. I just skimmed the result and publish. So far, so good. That's another example. You can use AI tools. I bought a tool that's called the Best Spinner, and I was planning to use it, but I never got to use it, unfortunately. No time. Yeah,
it's hard when you do YouTube at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I didn't thought it's gonna take so much time to make videos, but you have to plan it. And most of the videos that I do, I don't plan anything. I just go play and and whatever it comes,
Like with me doing other things around and maybe a little here and there, it can take like upwards of most of the day of like, because I got to reshoot something or like, and then I'm trying to do fancier edits that are more engaging. And
yeah.
I become
That's
obsessed
awesome.
about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. You should definitely do that. I keep watching videos like Pat Flynn videos and all that, and he gives so much good information. And, B-rolls, images, and other cool stuff that comes on the screen, like this one here, for example. Where is this?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Things like that. Put cards on the screen. Add some images like this.
Well, he's outsourcing that. He's not in the trenches like us.
Of course not. But
yeah,
he learned about it, how it works. Kevin says here, Kev, making sawdust. I will watch your video on keyword research and reverse engineer right after this stream. Thank you very much for that, Kev. Leave a comment if you guys like it, and thumbs up. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you about your YouTube channel, Ficks. So what's going on with this YouTube channel? Like, what are you doing here? What's the plan with it? What's the big vision?
Excellent question. So it started as when I was doing like really involved with the income school course. Now I kind of I like figuring things out on my own and just experimenting. But they were really pushy about YouTube, just in terms of like there's so much opportunity there. And I realized for that cyber athletics site, like there's just the whole gaming community is on like Twitch and YouTube. Not many are reading like blogs and stuff. So I knew I would have to do YouTube eventually. And I already had the idea about how cool it'd be to sell like courses or membership courses. So I knew I had to do that. And so my very first video is me talking about Project 24. It's like shot with like a cell phone camera and the other cell phone as a flashlight. It's really bad.
Do you know, I like to watch those. When I was on Emilia when I had Emilia Gardner on my channel, I keep pushing people, hey, go and watch her first video, and she was saying no. I said, well, yeah, because it's bad, but that's good. It's bad, but it's good because it showed people how bad it was at the beginning, but how far you got now, and you have these cool graphics now, and you have music, and it's cool.
I just realized I stick my thumb up too much in these thumbnails.
It's good.
Yeah, sort of the vision, like what you were talking about. I like how you have that big vision too, because so I'm trying to I really like content that's about like I paid Fiverr for these three things, like people testing things out. That is, it's probably like 30% educational, 70% like fun. And I think fun is more for me on terms of YouTube, because especially in like people, it's, you can get really serious about this stuff, and like it's so, but I just want to take a step back and be like, we're not doing brain surgery, we're not curing cancer. It's amazing that we have this opportunity that we can just sit at home and create a huge online business. So I think I want to have more fun. I really like what Alex does, WP Eagle, with these like giveaways. So I don't know. I think I would like to keep building up, like having like perhaps like a big weekly live stream, and maybe like buying sites to give away to people. But on the other side as well, kind of my priority vision is doing something more around like giving back once things are good with me. Because I did like social work in school. I would really like to sort of utilize the community that would be building up, and also what I'm doing online to like somehow, I don't know, whether it's figuring out like doing stuff to donate to charities or things like that. I think that would bring some good exposure for the channel too. But ultimately, it's to have like more fun,
right?
I guess.
Yeah. That's a good vision. Having fun. That's the most important thing. If you love what you're doing, that's the most important thing. Like one of the videos, like the creator of or one of the co-founders of Surfer SEO, Misha Suski here, he was on the channel. He said, you can't call it a job if you love what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing. When you do what you love and it's fun, and on top of that, getting paid. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you notice a lot of these like people who are doing well with this, like they're usually like kind of wearing chilled out clothes. They often like are like in good moods. They just have so much less stress in their life. And it's just it's usually people.
You mentioning building websites and give that to your audience and all that. The first thing you probably have to do is build a huge audience first.
Oh yeah.
Because Alex does all that because he has 45,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, he's probably making a few grand US just on ads alone.
For sure. I mean, I'm sure he has more streams, than he doesn't share how much money he makes online, but I'm sure he makes 5 figures minimum.
Yeah,
per month.
Although his office is pretty small, so it can't be that great.
But he was saying that he's gonna rebuild now his studio, make a night like in the attic or stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about that. Kev says here in the chat, I'm very frugal and I also a limited budget, so I hate the idea of paying for tools that I can do myself. But on the other hand, I have 2 YouTube channels, a woodworking business, 2 websites, so I have a lot going on there, just like myself here. And maybe I need to invest in some keyword tool, SERP tools to allow myself more time to create content. I feel so behind in writing content and videos. I know I'm capable to make money. It's one of those things, Kev. You can. I don't know if tools is going to necessarily help you create more content, but I'm using tools for other purposes, like doing, analyzing some issues, doing site audits. There are some possibilities there using Ahrefs where you can do the content gap and you see what your competitors are ranking for, and you can steal their ideas and make it your own as well, with your own spin. But don't go nuts with the tools. That's what I'm saying. So let me get back to you, Ficks, here with this awesome YouTube channel. I love the new videos that you're making. I haven't watched this because this was I can't remember. I did watch a few this in the past because I was curious. I don't know who you were, so I went to watch. But then these ones here are starting to be, in my opinion, more like helpful for people who want to come to your channel and learn something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. And I have a few ideas. Like I have a few like silly video ideas. Like I want to do one of those videos where you pay, I paid 3 different celebrities for business advice.
Mm-hmm.
What happened, things like that. I think that would be kind of fun to do. I'm also like documenting the step of building up a niche site. At the very least, I would hope that this motivates people who are on the fence, and it's also building up like everyone who's doing this kind of stuff. I think that they're fighting against all that like bullshit and spam on the internet of that, like especially young people fall victim to of get rich quick stuff.
Sure.
So I hope it adds to that sort of reality check for people that yes, you can make money online and yes, you can quit your job, but it's not a lottery. It's not like if you spend $2,000, you have a better chance at the lottery.
No, I really think that most people who will come into this game is if you don't have the mindset and if you don't want to learn the mindset of a business person, then you're gonna be out of it as fast as you got into it. Because it's just much more than trying a website on the internet and say, oh, I'm gonna make money with this shit. No, you're not gonna make money with that shit. Or maybe you're gonna make some money, but then you're gonna spend it on stupid stuff or whatever. You have to think as a businessman.
Yeah, or they think they'll like just because they did this, like you wrote 30 posts. How come I can't retire yet?
Well, actually, I created a video just kind of for fun. It says here I have loads of video on hustler mindset. I created this 2 years in the affiliate marketing space. Am I rich yet or something like that? I believe I can't remember the thumbnail here. Yeah. Am I rich yet? Well, I'm not rich. You can make much more money than I did in 2 years. That's for sure. That's 100% doable. The problem is I have a family. I have kids. I have a 12 to 14 days shifts, at work. So I don't have too much time. But if you do have much more time, and if you don't have kids, wife, and all that, you can definitely make much more money than I did in these 2 years. So talking about the how do you call it, I forgot the name, the logo. I want to make a video as well. You see, I paid someone to do a logo for me for my website that I have this case study, but look at the crap they said they did for me. Look at this shit thing here. But you know what? The problem is it was my mistake because I didn't give them enough information. But then once I kind of had an idea of what I want to do, if you see here, I was sharing this on the Facebook group. I designed this and say, look, this is kind of what I want to do. Can you make one of these for me? And then I send it to him, and this is what he came up with. Now, how cool is that?
Yeah, that's really good.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I want to make a video about this experience because I believe this really, really is going to help you get better results, not only with logos, but with everything that you outsource. If you give them good instructions, a vision, something that they can work with, then you can make money. Otherwise, you can get some good results. Otherwise, it's just gonna be crap like this one here. Look at this. What the hell is this?
It's not even centered. You can tell it's all like unsymmetrical.
Yeah, it's
asymmetrical.
Crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, there's some chat going on in there. I think I'm gonna wrap it up Now, Ficks. It's just been like 1 hour and 20 minutes, brother. we could go for this like for ages. Um, Maybe we can go on your channel at some point, and we carry on this conversation. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but is there anything else that you want to add? Maybe I'm gonna give you like a few minutes. By the way, people in the chat, these awesome bosses in the chat, if you have like a last question for Ficks, put it now. Um, if not, just anything that you want to add. Maybe people who are starting to look online how to make money, how to create a side hustle. Any advice from you, Ficks?
Amelia put it really good in this one. I feel might have been with Alex, but it's not a question of if, but a question of when.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of to add to that, I think there are outliers who get very lucky. Like there was people when I was like really active in Project 24, for whatever reason, the niche and affiliate option they chose, they're making like tons of money like within their first year, or like almost ready. That's like less than 1% of people. I think just getting it through your head that it takes time. I relate it to like people's fitness goals, especially if it's to do with strength. Like if someone wants to be able to like deadlift or like squat 600 pounds, they're going to be looking at what do I have to do for the next 3 to 4 years. Like people, and with Olympic training, people like these athletes are like, what do I have to do over these next 4 years so that I can really make it? And so I was having this mindset of like the stuff takes time, but there's a compounding effect that happens. You're making no money on YouTube right now, or like it's like it's not retirement money or quit your job money, but every video you've done is going to be around for like all of YouTube. And when you do gain more traction, like those videos are still going to be making you money. So I think it's just about like recognizing that things take time. You're building foundations, and yeah, things take time. It also takes sacrifices. You're going to sacrifice time or money.
That's awesome advice there, Ficks. Look, before we go, we have a few more questions if you don't mind, brother.
Oh, yeah.
So Altai says, do you guys implement structured data JSON LD or use Google Tag Manager? What do you do, Chris? Chris, Ficks.
You should ask Chris because I don't even know what he's asking.
Yeah, I use structured data. I'll go into one of the videos that is going to be for the case study for this website here. We're going to create the schema markup for the homepage, for the individual pages and all that. I don't use Google Tag Manager. I implement my schema manually. I don't use any plugins or any of that shit. So, be around, subscribe to the channel, and you'll know when. Where is it? Let me quickly.
See, that's getting into like people with computer science degrees kind of jargon.
Not really. I mean, trust me, I have none of that shit. Trust me. You see the website. This is the lead generation case study. So one of the next videos is going to be about implementing. Once I have the pages up, we're going to implement the schema markup.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that'll be good. And I'm not downplaying it. Like these are things that people I've heard reference to this kind of stuff. And if you can do it and know how to do it, why on earth wouldn't you do it if there's a chance it helps?
Well, we do tests in IMG, that's Internet Marketing.gold, and we do a lot of tests on Google algorithms, and we know what works and what doesn't work. So I have the schema markup on the Hasta La Vista Boss website, and you can see here this is scrap from the theme. All this here is script from the theme, but this is the markup that I have created by hand. Where you have your all your properties, foundation, the founder, the address, contact and all that good stuff. This is gonna help Google understand what your page is about, and it's gonna help interlink stuff on the interweb. on the semantic web, how they call it now. So the more we move forward into the semantic web, the more things like structured data is going to be really, really helpful for for your websites.
Cool.
Great stream, folks. Kev says here, thanks, buddy. One last question: could you give a few tips on for searching Fiverr for a logo?
Well, I am doing a video about that. So I'll be paying like 3 different. I'm buying like the cheapest you can get, medium, and not too pricey because I know you can. I don't want to spend like hundreds, but somewhere around 100. I think that would be a fun video. But honestly, like what I would go with, it sucks for new people, but go with the people who have earned that trusted member level. They'll have like a star next to their name. And they'll be ranked like number 1 for that category. Like you can't go wrong with them. And this is another fitting with like that end piece of advice of don't be afraid to spend. I know you mentioned you don't have a lot to spend, but like these are necessary business expenses. The fact that you can get a brandable logo that you'll be able to use forever on anywhere for less than $100 is absolutely mind blowing. Just like you can get like
True.
images for $1.
True. That logo that I showed you guys, it cost me $50. And when your video is out, I'm gonna share it on the Facebook group.
Cool.
So awesome if you guys join the Facebook group. Just Google Hasta La Vista Boss, you'll find it. And I'll make another one as well, Kev, sharing what happened with that logo and that experience. But what I did basically is depend what you want to build your logo for. What I did, I just went on Fiverr and I said construction logos. And that kind of, gave me fewer or less people. You know what I mean? Maybe that's helpful. Alex says here, good stream, gents. Stuart, would you consider getting into dropshipping or anything like that at some point?
Yes, but not until like things were more on autopilot. I think that could work for that gaming one just because of everything I'm recommending is like low. I think like everything's like under $100. And if I could have it in such a way where I'm kind of selling from my own store, I mean, the traffic would have to be there to make that worthwhile. But I think, certain things like that could certainly make it more worthwhile. So rather than a 3% commission, you're making, closer to like, I don't know what it is, like 40 or 50. Dropshipping just seems a little bit, you need a bit more of an upfront investment, I think.
I've heard some sexy ideas about mixing website that you already have with affiliate or whatever you have on it with some drop shipping products. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, buddies. I'm gonna bosses, yeah. I want to wrap it up here because it's 1 hour and a half already. My missus is waiting to have dinner. And I'm sure Stuart needs to go to do his stuff as well. I want to thank everybody here in the chat. Chris, Kev, Altai, Little Boss, who else is in here? Alex. So I hope I mentioned everybody. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for being here. Remember to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Share this video. Join the Facebook group. And I'll hope to see you in the next video. Maybe we go and continue this discussion on Ficks' channel when he's gonna be brave enough to do, have people on the chat with him. Oh, Josh, brother, we're going now. You have any departing words?
Thanks for having me on. This was a lot of fun. It's it's nice to be to spend time doing this and talking with you because I know I've heard you say it too. Like, there's no one to talk to in the real world.
Exactly.
Everyone just thinks you're being scammed and you're wasting your time.
That's what I love to do it because I want to kind of bring people together and talk shit, talk business. So, bosses, thanks for being here, and remember, stay focused. because we're gonna get rid of that boss. All right. Thanks for watching. See you next time.